What's going on, everyone? It's Nick, and this time this video will be edited. My last video was not edited, and right now it's not doing very well, so please watch it. So getting back to this. This isn't exactly the second Knicks video I planned on making, but it has to be done now. Derrick Rose got traded back to the Knicks, and this is completely out of the blue. I didn't make a video on that yesterday because I was just waking up when I got the news. The news came out while I was still asleep. And when I got the news, my mind was still on football because of Super Bowl Sunday. And that was a pretty awful game, but I still appreciate it if you watch my video anyways. So we're here to talk about the Derrick Rose trade, and when I just got the news, I was thinking, I don't know about this, but actually when I put more thought into it, no, I actually like this trade for the Knicks. So cue the intro. The Knicks are going to get Derrick Rose, and they're trading Dennis Smith Jr. and a second-round pick to the Detroit Pistons. I mean, it feels like they got Derrick Rose for free. That's really all they had to give up for Derrick Rose, and of course, we know it's not MVP Derrick Rose anymore, but still, that's all. And the Knicks made this post for Dennis Smith Jr. Thank you for what? Whatever. And just a second-round pick. Now, when I got the news, I was thinking, well, I hope this doesn't take minutes away from Immanuel Quickley. In my first Knicks video, I didn't even talk about Immanuel Quickley because I don't remember him having any impact on the game that they just played at the time I made that video. But after I made that video, I was like, yeah, I want to talk about him eventually, and here we are now. I hope that they can prioritize minutes for Immanuel Quickley. And I also hope that this cuts Elfrid Payton's minutes because Elfrid Payton has not played well lately. He should not be getting more minutes than Immanuel Quickley, just absolutely not. And also, this reunites Derrick Rose with Tom Thibodeau. He played with him in Chicago, of course, as we know. That's when Derrick Rose won the MVP, youngest MVP ever. And he also reunited with him in Minnesota. And now he's playing with Tom Thibodeau again in New York. And also, one more thing that I didn't think about until just now is that Derrick Rose is on an expiring contract. So worst case scenario happens, they just let him walk after this season. And they really gave up nothing to get him anyways. Unless Dennis Smith Jr. just starts proving everyone wrong in Detroit, but I don't see that happening. He's just a bust at this point in my opinion, and I think in the opinion of everyone else as well. And to me, it feels like the Pistons rushed to trade Derrick Rose. They have another month until the deadline, right? I think. I'm pretty sure. So they really should have waited out their options unless they really couldn't. I don't know why they couldn't wait out their options. I feel like they really rushed to trade Derrick Rose, and that was their big mistake. But again, it's the Detroit Pistons. Have they done anything smart in the last several years? Like, I can't think of one smart move that they made in the last several years. At least not off the top of my head. Although Greg Monroe, okay, I'll give them a break there because Greg Monroe was highly touted and the game just completely changed and his playstyle just doesn't mesh with the modern NBA. So, okay, I guess I can kind of let that slide. But they have made one bad draft pick after another, and after another. Made some bad free agent signings. They've made a ton of bad moves throughout these last several years. But actually, Andre Drummond wasn't a bad draft pick. He was a two-time All-Star for the Pistons. And they also did draft Chris Middleton that year in the second round. If only they weren't so quick to give up on him. You know, when I first started watching basketball, that was when Jerry Stackhouse was on the team. And I think they missed the playoffs in 2001, but then 2002 they were good. But like in my early days of watching basketball, I remember when they were really good with Chauncey Billups, Rip Hamilton, Ben Wallace, also Rasheed Wallace, and Tayshaun Prince. But ever since firing Flip Saunders and trading Chauncey Billups for an aging Allen Iverson, yeah, they've been totally dysfunctional ever since. They made the playoffs twice since that trade. Now, the Knicks definitely need some spacing, and Derrick Rose isn't going to really provide that himself. He's only shooting 33% from three this season, but at least he can give them a better floor general. The Knicks are 29th in assists, I think. Yeah, they're 29th in assists this year. And Julius Randle has really stepped it up as a playmaker this year, but they at least get another guy who can play make at a respectable level in Derrick Rose. And again, I just really hope that this means less minutes for Elfrid Payton, but I hope that this doesn't impact Immanuel Quickley's playing time, or I hope that he starts getting more playing time this is one thing that's been a weakness of Tom Thibodeau. While he's a defensive genius, even in his days with the Bulls, his rotations have been suspect at times, and that's still happening with the Knicks. Immanuel Quickley should not be averaging less than 20 minutes per game right now. That's really my only concern about bringing in Derrick Rose, but if it cuts Elfrid Payton's minutes, then that's a great thing for the Knicks. So overall, I would say that the Knicks definitely won this trade. The Knicks gave up pretty much nothing to get Derrick Rose, who could definitely help their team. Now, will it be enough for them to make it to the playoffs, as right now they're the 9th seed? I don't know. I mean, maybe they could be a play-in team. I think it's very realistic that the Knicks could be a play-in team this season. And Derrick Rose will definitely be able to help with that. Although, will it be enough to actually make it as one of the top 8 teams in the East? I'm still not sure about that. I don't know if we really should get our hopes up about that. And especially because the Heat might finally be starting to get things together. They've won their last 2 games. And also, the Raptors are starting to get it together now. And they just got another big win today. And also, the Charlotte Hornets. Yeah, I've definitely got to tune into some Charlotte Hornets game. I tuned into some of this game against the Rockets. Just some of it, though. I didn't watch the whole thing. But, man, LaMelo Ball is really balling out right now. And him winning Rookie of the Year is the one award prediction that I have any confidence in right now. Yeah, there's Tyrese Halliburton, but out of all the really bad predictions I made going into the season, LaMelo Ball winning Rookie of the Year is definitely at least the best prediction that I did make when it came to awards. And also, of course, I did watch the Lakers game, and yeah, they were without Anthony Davis and Alex Caruso. And yes, Alex Caruso does look like Elmer Fudd, and the GOAT memes are hilarious, but let's not get carried away. Alex Caruso is a very good role player on the Lakers. But anyways, again, they were playing down to their competition, although not gonna lie, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is nice. And I definitely see all-star potential in him. I've been saying that for a while. And fourth quarter, though, the Lakers finally got it together. But then a really stupid foul by KCP, fouling a three-point shooter. He fouled Shai, and he made all 3 free throws. And then LeBron missed the game-winning 3. But really, this right here should have been the dagger if it wasn't for KCP's stupidity. And LeBron did hit a couple of clutch shots right before this. But then the Lakers were able to put the game in overtime, and Wesley Matthews really stepped it up. The Lakers were bringing him in to replace Danny Green's 3-and-D presence, and then he was a non-factor for quite a while. It's been a while since he's come in. He's gotten several did not plays due to coach's decisions, but he came in with 16 points. Got to clap it up for Wesley Matthews. Oh, and I also cannot forget to clap it up for Montrezl Harrell and also Dennis Schroeder. So yeah, I only actually really watched the Lakers game. The other game that I only watched parts of. Oh, and one more thing. Draymond taking a near half-court shot with 8 seconds left. Dude, what are you doing? I thought Draymond was smarter than this. The look on Steph Curry's face like, oh, what? You're smarter than this. We've always praised Draymond Green for how smart he is, because he's one of the smartest basketball players of all time, at least one of the smartest I've ever watched play. But for him to take a shot like that, like, bruh, give the ball to Steph. You know that was not a good decision. Just wanted to talk about the Derrick Rose trade and then also talk about some of the games that happened today. So that's the end of this video. Please remember to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell, and I will see you next time.